over the last 10 years.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it can be for people. And so the video just cut out a little bit, so it's going to be a little disjointed. I will email you this video too when I'm done.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Because it cut out because I didn't touch my keyboard. Anyway, it's all new to me. So you've got more than 6 cards. So the next card is inner authority, which is kind of interesting that it comes after power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to know that, and you know this already, you're a Reiki master teacher. You know this. You are your own inner authority, right?
Yes.
And so that the only thing that matters is what's true for you. Right? You don't.
Absolutely.
Not to worry about what other people think and how they perceive things. That's not your business. Your business is to offer what you have and who you be. And I heard something really interesting in that. Often when you're doing healings or coachings or intuitions or readings, whatever, you can give 110%, but often people can only receive 50%. Because they're not ready to go there.
Yes.
So as you know, when people are really ready, do you not see the difference in your sessions? The receiving so much greater, right? Yeah. So it's trusting that and not worrying about the people that can't receive as much as you're willing to give.
Okay.
You can back off a little. You don't have to give your 100% all the time. You can back off a little and just give them what they're willing to receive. And there's nothing inauthentic in that. That's just noticing the situation and being discerning of the situation. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. And I think that my sense is that you're really going to have that piece of information will be really important for you when you're teaching and when you're healing, when you have private sessions.
Okay.
And also to convey that information to the healers. I mean, there's so many healers out there that go, well, I did this and they weren't willing to receive it. Nothing's going on. Well, as you know, you can only give the energy and then the body does with it what it wants to do, right?
Exactly, yes.
And if they're not in a position to be open and receive, then there's nothing you can do about it.
Excellent.
Yeah, so make sure to let your students know that. The third card is potential. And with this, the potential I'm hearing with this card is in your teaching, that you have something else to teach besides your Reiki. You have something in you that you could teach as well as.
Yeah, I am in the process of developing my own program that's chakra-based, combining understanding the energetic system with individual meditation and individual healing. It's a pilot program that I'm kind of running right now. And
congratulations!
I never really stopped, so I've got all these new plans on the way, kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential around that, and it's going to take 6 months to kind of make it concrete, to kind of mold it into the best format for you to deliver in a way that people will understand.
Excellent.
I'm hearing that you have kind of a lot of baby students that are coming into things for the first time. And this is like a brand new world for them.
Okay.
And I'm hearing you're a perfect teacher for that. Because you're able to convey the complexity of the simplicity. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's far more simple than we realize. And in that simplicity, it's very complex. It's like going down the rabbit hole. And so you're able to convey that in a way with humor and with a sensitivity towards that information, and tease students into more than they thought, more than you even thought was possible for them. It's going to be very exciting for you. Very, very exciting. Okay. So the next card is commitment. And with this, right away I heard, why are you afraid of commitment?
That's a very good question. I've kind of been on a teeter-totter in my relationship for some time. I call it being on the fence, which isn't a particularly great place to be. And it's not that I'm a commitment phobe per se. It's that my partner comes with a lot of baggage and a lot of strings and a lot of legal problems. And so sometimes I feel overwhelmed by the degree of responsibilities on that side of the fence that I want to retreat to a quieter side.
Right.
So it's hard for me to fully commit until some things have been resolved.
Okay. Have you asked yourself, is this true for you, this relationship? When I ask you about your relationship, there's a access consciousness tool, light as a feather, which is truth for you, and feeling like you've got a stone lodged in your body, in your belly, which means, okay. So when you think about your relationship with this gentleman, how does it feel? Does it feel light and easy?
No.
Okay. So that is something for you to have a look at.
Mm-hmm.
That's something for you to decide. Why am I kind of battling, clawing my way uphill for something that doesn't feel light and easy? And just
because my hope is, and I may be a delusion as opposed to a hope, is that by the time I get up to the hill, it will get lighter and easier. There's so much stuff in the way. I'm clearing so much stuff that I don't know if that. It's like you can't see the forest through the trees.
Yes. Now, in other relationships, have you had similar circumstances?
Yes, I'm a fixer.
Okay.
So I get drawn into relationships that require a lot of fixing.
Okay.
And the goal right now with this awareness is, okay, can I fix the fixer?
Yeah. Okay. Good question. And so I'm going to do an access clearing statement with you.
Okay.
So let's just see if we can move a little bit of energy around that, because you already have this awareness that you're the fixer. And that's not unusual for someone that's in the healing fields. They feel like they can just fix everyone. Again, it's being discerning about what you can fix and what you can't. You can't fix anyone. All you can do is change yourself, right? And they're either going to change with you or get left behind. Because as your energetic changes, people start to fall away that can't match that energy. They're not comfortable around it any longer.
Yes.
And when you start to withhold your authentic being in order for them to be comfortable around you, then it gets uncomfortable for you as well. And so there's a real grading of energies. All this energy is kind of bumping up. It's not flowing smoothly because there's no authenticity to it. Okay, so it's really mixed up and muddled. So everywhere. And it's not, you just like to fix people.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And actually.
And it's been hard for me to face that in the mirror, that in the problem that needs to be fixed is the fixing.
Yeah. But
and that's on me. I have to take ownership of that. I can't go around swooping in with my cape and thinking that I can solve everybody else's problem.
Right.
I just create problems for myself.
Okay. But also, one of your greatest gifts is your ability to see through things and be able to see solutions.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. It is a gift.
So there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Keeping it in
balance. What happens though is then we're the fixer. We step in with our friends and our family and we want to fix things. No one's paying us for it. No one's come to you and said, I'm going to pay you for a counseling session or for a healing session. Help me with this. That's a whole different situation. But if you're a healer and you're trying to fix your friends' relationships and, sometimes almost whomever you come across, you're just jumping in with solutions. I've been there, done that. It doesn't always serve, right? doesn't always serve, and they don't always want the help.
Yes.
And the help's useless if no one's willing to receive it. And you just end up feeling frustrated.
Absolutely.
So my sense is he's not willing to receive the help. He's not willing to let go of the stories that are surrounding all this turmoil that he's a part of, that he's created.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you get involved in those stories yourself, then you're just being part of the whole problem as well. So to be able to step back from the stories and say, hey, same old story here, hon. Is there something new I need to know about? No? Okay, can we talk about something else?
Yeah.
You know, if you're not going to take the solutions of the problem. So just kind of removing yourself from his problems and his turmoil. Okay. So all the areas in your, for every area in your life, for all the times you've stepped since you were a child, have stepped in to be the fixer, the problem solver. Is that the way you got love and appreciation and approval?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So does that still serve you?
No, it's like a coat I've outgrown, and it's time to take it off. But it's still not like in the bin where it needs to be. I still see it there, like in a familiar.
Yeah, we're getting there. So
it's a process. It's a process that I'm aware of. I'm working on and trying to refocus on just accepting myself for being instead of always doing.
Right.
Doer.
Right.
So,
okay, so all
conscious process.
All the times in your life that you've used being the fixer, the helper, the problem solver as a way to have approval and love and appreciation for who you be. Are you willing to destroy and uncreate all of that? This is an access consciousness. So you're willing to destroy and uncreate that, let it all go?
Yes.
Times a gazillion, good and bad, right and wrong, pot, all 9 boys, shorts and beyonds. That's a big one. That's a big one. And all the times as a child that's how you tried to soothe the energies in your home to make it less angry, less fearful. You're willing to let all of that go, destroy and uncreate that times a gazillion?
Yes.
Yeah, good and bad, right, wrong, pot, pock, all 9 boys, shorts and beyonds. So there's that little girl that was trying to make everything okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And really, as a little girl, that's not your role, right?
No.
But you took it.
It shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't.
It was the only way I could exist.
Yes. Yeah. And so, So can you see there's a similarity in your family? Is there a lineage in your family where you can see other people in your family that did the same thing?
That tried to fix?
Yeah.
No, my brother would have been more an avoider, and that was his escape, is avoidance. And my father's escape was silence, and my mother ruled the roost. And there was a lot of chaos involved with that.
Yeah. Well, and because she ruled the roost, that was her way of trying to control the situation. Yeah, everyone has different ways they try and control the situation, So, you got it. You're very aware of what's going on. So access consciousness just kind of clears at a different level. I would suggest that I can send you information for someone that runs bars, and I would suggest you go and have your bars run to release this. It's different than Reiki. It's a different way of releasing the implants, all the judgments, decisions, and conclusions that you've reached around functioning in this world as being a fixer and a problem solver. Are you willing to let all of that go times a gazillion?
Yes.
Good and bad, right and wrong, pot, pock, all 9 boys, shorts and beyonds. Because a person like that always gets approval for that, You get it from the teachers in the classroom. You just get it from everyone, right? That's how you get your appreciation, your love, and your approval. And that's not a bad thing, but if it becomes the only pattern that you have, and you're not using it in discerning when to use it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it just becomes a reaction, your go-to, then that doesn't serve.
No, it doesn't serve, because one aspect, and why I had asked about finance a little bit, is because I'm giving away all my fixing. I've lost an appreciation for like the value of what I can do, and so I find it very uncomfortable to even ask for money for a lot of my services. You know, any sob story, and I'm like, oh, here, let me, and like I have children to feed, and you know, I can't exist. I have to be in balance and accept energy back, and that's not something that I'm used to. So it's been a huge learning curve. Going into business for myself and forced me to face a lot of these issues.
Yeah.
I didn't really see how they were playing out in my life.
Right. And being willing to receive for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? See, for me, I'm maybe doing it without an exchange of money, but I'm definitely getting an exchange of energy here that I'm using for marketing.
Yes.
That's why I'm doing this, and I'm very clear on that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it, much as I love doing readings. You're right. It becomes, it doesn't serve anyone. When it's free, it has no value to someone. But when someone pays for something, then there's value there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And it has more value. And the more, it's interesting, Gary Douglas of Access Consciousness has raised his rates, his phone rates for coaching people and doing the clearing statements, because he said, I have to listen so many stories. He says, I prefer the clients to come in and they know I want to work on this, and I want to work on this, and I want to work on this. Then it's like bang, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
But if someone's not clear and all they want to do is talk about their story, that's not you. I can hear it. That's not you. You have a huge awareness about what's going on. Makes the process so much easier. You're willing to dive in. Right?
Oh yeah, I'm willing to get down into the dark corners. That's where usually you find the good stuff.
Yeah. So the ones that aren't, though, when they're willing, then you have to listen to the same old story over and over again. It's tiring. It's a drain on your energy. They should be charged. So. They should be charged twice as much as your client that comes in like, okay, I'm good to go. This is what I want. This is what I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that when someone gives you a sob story. Because I'm sure that they found money for something else. You know, I'm sure you've had that experience where they couldn't pay you and then you hear they've gone out for dinner or they bought something for themselves, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And in your mind, you try and make that okay. So how about you decide that you're willing to receive?
Sorry?
How about in your mind you decide you're willing to receive?
Oh, I've made that decision.
Good.
Willing to receive from people and from higher source, because I think also there's an element when you start walking down the spiritual path that you deny money and thinking, you know, oh well, I don't want to be about that, and it's taken me a while to accept the fact that money is no more than another form of energy.
Good going.
And without a transference of energy, then you know there is an imbalance of power there, and there's a lack of value and a lack of gratitude.
Right.
And money can be good or evil, depends what you choose to do with it. So.
Well, money's
not. I'm willing.
Yeah, but money's not evil. It's just money's nothing. You know, it's neither right or wrong. Money's just money, and then it's used in whatever ways it's used. Right. So how willing are you to receive money, though? Or how willing are you to receive gifts? How willing are you to receive help from other people? Because that tends to be the other coin of the helper, the fixer, is the inability to accept help, even as something as simple as, let me carry that for you. No, I'm good. I got it.
I'm terrible at
okay.
But I'm working on it. I know I'm terrible. Like, you know, if somebody offers me even like, oh, come over, we're having a dinner party, I never come empty-handed because I feel like I would feel terrible if I showed up and then they start pouring me, you know, a glass of nice wine, and I'm like, oh, I should have brought something, or get a lift to the store or something. Oh,
Okay, the
I
dinner.
have to keep saying to myself, this is okay.
Yeah.
While
Well, the
I'm-
dinner party's another thing. You know, it's always nice for guests to show up with some little. You know, it doesn't have to be huge. Some little thing. But in terms of accepting rides, in terms of someone offering to hold the door open for you, carry a heavy bag for you, help you with painting or moving, or you know, any of the other number of ways, when you say no, you're saying no to a gift that's being offered to you. And so the universe goes, oh, she doesn't want that? Oh, okay. But more often you say yes. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I will have that. Yes, I will have that. Then you're setting up a flow there.
Absolutely.
And you're giving the gift of someone, in the receiving of the gift, you're also gifting someone with that as well. Because think how lovely it is to give something to someone and they take it and appreciate it, and they're in such gratitude for it. Doesn't it feel wonderful? So why would you deny someone else that?
Oh, I'm learning.
So next time someone asks you, say thank you very much. Someone offers you a compliment, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay?
Well, I do say yes. I do practice. It's really the last 2 years is learning to accept help from others. And I feel the discomfort, and I just kind of go through it anyways.
Yeah.
And so hopefully over time, like any new thing, it won't feel discomfort anymore. It'll just feel good. That's what I'm working towards.
It'll become your new norm.
Yeah.
Right, good. Next card's relaxation.
I could definitely use more of that.
And I hear relaxing into the moments that are offered to you. You know, carving out those little times for yourself and relaxing into the moments and the being that you are. Because if your mind's going a million miles a minute, you're not able to be in a place of being able to receive incredible guidance that you have access to. So if you're moving all the time, then that guidance can't as easily flow to you. And it's there for you 24/7, not just when you're teaching. I mean, it's there all the time. So I'm hearing to be gentle on yourself. Stop beating up on yourself. Because in all this work you're doing, you're also noticing and then going, oh God, how could I have done that? You're like, you beat yourself up over it, rather than just noticing it and going, oh, I did it again. Okay, next time. You see the difference?
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like a little kid walking, a toddler learning a walk. You don't beat them up because they tripped as they were taking their first couple of steps. You just go, oh, okay, come on, let's pick you up, and off they go again. And that's what you can do for yourself. Stop beating yourself up. Be as gentle with yourself as you would a child. And as gentle as you are with your students.
Yeah, it's funny. I catch myself saying things to other people, and then something will come up in my own life, like 2-3 hours later, not like no time at all, and I literally hear myself repeating my words, going, "Oh my God, I really should be telling myself this because all of my own advice."
Yes.
Really good advice earlier. I'm not listening to it.
Yeah, and that's a guidance you have, and that's the way their guides are trying to get your attention. You know, all this information is trying to get your attention. Well, can't hear it this way. Let's have you give it to someone else, and then you go, oh, right. I could take some of that. The next card is synchronicity, and I hear there's a lot of that happening, and more coming down the path for you. So to pay attention to those moments that might be considered coincidental, because there are no coincidence. and pay attention to the synchronicity that will happen the more that you put yourself in the flow of who you are. Yeah, because this is all about you and who you be. And when you settle into the being that you are in a relaxed and comfortable way, someone that's loving and willing to be loved in the way that you deserve, right? Not making anyone wrong because they can't do it for you in that way, but willing to accept everything that comes your way that serves you.
Excellent.
And let the other stuff fall away. And the more that you do that, the more that you will see there's this flow that's developing that's just kind of gaining momentum. And you're kind of on the pinnacle there. Because you've been doing the work, you've been asking the questions. So keep asking the questions.
Okay.
Keep asking the questions because the answers will come to you. You ask the questions and then you simply wait. And someone will say something, or you'll read a book, or you'll hear a song, something will catch your eye or your ear, and you will have the answer that you need.
Wonderful.
And that's happening already to you. Okay? Is there something else around this? I'm hearing this is your time, child. This is your time to soar, to fly, to shine.
Well, that's wonderful news.
Yeah, yeah. We're ready for you. Are you ready for you?
I certainly feel ready. It's been a long training, so I'm ready to take flight.
Yeah, you are. You are. I can hear feel a lot of excitement. And then the last card I picked is expression. So it's about this expression of your being. To me, all these cards have just kind of run together. So the expression of your potential, the expression of your inner authority, the expression of your commitment, the expression of synchronicity, and the expression of relaxation, the expression of power. It's all about the expression of the being that you are. Because we're all unique in our energetic expressions, right? And the world needs you to be who you are. There's no one else exactly like you.
No, there certainly isn't.
There may be people that have similarities, but there's no one exactly like you. So you have your own flavor that will translate to other people, and they'll be able to receive from you in a way they might not be able to receive from me. Because I know that you've had that experience with teachers, that some of you are able to receive so much from, and others you find yourself shutting down a little bit and being
absolutely,
and being in judgment. So what I want to say around that, because I don't want you beating yourself up about this, is to consider the fact that, are you really in judgment, or are you picking up the judgment that they have about themselves? Do you beat yourself up? Do you beat yourself up for judging?
Yes and no. I don't really. I understand that judgment sometimes allows us to make. I actually think that judgment and discernment are kind of two sides of the same coin, and it can be used for negative, but it can also equally be used for positive. It's just how you consciously view it. So I wouldn't really beat myself up about that so much, I don't think. But I definitely would beat myself up about more, and I suppose it's a judgment on myself in regards to failure, getting to where I want to get. You often see images or whatever of somebody chiseling away and they quit just before they break through. And I feel like I've been chiseling a really long time, and I'm on the cusp of breaking through.
Yes.
But there's been a lot of failure and a lot of exhaustion in getting me there.
Yeah.
A lot of tripping over myself. So I would be more, I suppose, in judgment about how I feel about failure.
So what if the failure is just a way to kind of be a contrast for you, to kind of mold the path in a way that's better for you?
Mhm.
What if the failure was a necessary step to getting to another place?
Mhm.
Because is it a failure? It's just something that just didn't turn out the way you expected. And I know that that happens a lot with a lot of people, because you have this plan, right? You think you have it figured out, this plan, and then along the way, energies have changed and that plan is non-existent. It's as if
Mhm.
it has no place anymore. Because as the energies are moving into the planet and shifting everyone so dramatically, then all the energies are changing. And so it's being able to adapt to those changes, which other people might see as being flighty, but it's not. It's adapting to those changes and looking to see, oh, what can I do? What can I do?
Mhm.
And following what feels light. Like for me doing this, it just came into my mind. I thought, oh, I could video readings. Boy, that'd be kind of cool. Let's see how that goes for marketing. Will that people know me better, like it better? You know what I mean? So I was willing to go down that path. If it doesn't work out, I'm not going to judge it.
Mhm.
It would, I'm not going to judge it to be like, oh, okay, next. Would I love it to work out? Of course I would. Of course I would. I'm only human. But the more stuff you put out there, the more the doors can be open. It's like there's infinite possibilities for ourselves. And as soon as you're stuck into judgments and decisions and conclusions around something, you limit what's available.
Mhm.
So if someone says it's always done this way and you have another way and you're talking about it with someone and they go, well, no, that's not going to work. Thing is, if you're not sure in your heart about something, don't bother talking about it to someone unless you know it's someone that's going to totally support you, be non-judgmental about what you're saying, and just hear it and
Mhm.
offer a helping hand and guidance if you ask for it.
Mhm.
Don't bother talking to the people that you know will be critical.
In other words, don't talk to my mother.
Yeah, well,
I've
perhaps.
learned to manage that energy. Yeah, I'm limited in what I converse,
Yeah.
topics in which we talk about.
Yes, yes. But also be that discerning when you're talking to friends and other people that are in the same fields that you're in, because everyone's going to come around it about it in your own way. And especially when you're developing something new as you are, right?
Mhm.
That's your baby. So
Oh, absolutely.
treat it gently. You're going to be birthing that out into the world. And it can be a difficult process, or it could be easier, but just treat it gently. Coddle it as you're getting it moved along to where you want to go.
Mhm.
And allow for it to be different as well, different than you might think it might be. Because you could get up one morning and go, oh my God, I had it all wrong. I need to change this and this and this.
Mhm.
So be willing
When you
to.
put it into context of a baby, and I hadn't even used that, like in my own thinking, I'm really kind of rushing my baby to do things faster than it's ready to do. And I hadn't thought of it that way, because like in career, you expect things to move along quickly and efficiently and accomplish a certain amount in a certain amount of time. But you'd never yell at your child for not running, if they could barely crawl.
Right, right.
So my baby's just a little bit slower.
Well, and your baby's still in the womb.
Mm.
Your baby's still in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Gestating as you're, because there's other things to add to this.
Okay.
And so to be in a place of, trying to think of the word, allowing and a willingness for it to be more than you've decided it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So to step out of all those judgments, decisions, and conclusions, you've reached around your baby here and what it's going to look like when it's birthed into the world, and say, okay, what else is possible?
Okay.
How does two questions? I use a whole pile, good or bad things going on. How does it get better? What else is possible? So ask that. How does it get better? What else is possible? Because my feeling is that there's something more within that that's just going to be like the icing on the cake.
Okay.
That's going to take it to another level beyond what is around you and what is out there.
Okay.
But be willing for that to develop.
Absolutely.
So there may, my sense is going to be 2 levels to this, kind of a basic level and then a more advanced level. And okay, and so yes, start perhaps if you like, teach because you have students you've taught Reiki to, right?
Yes.
Do they not love you?
Yeah, once I have a student, it's kind of like they're hooked.
They're yours for life, right?
I'm excited about when I'm developing new programs and new things.
Right. So they're the perfect people to do the basic on.
Yeah.
To get a feel for it. So there's nothing wrong with putting it out there, but not expecting it to be so concrete that that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to put it out there as a basic, an intro, if you will, knowing that is going to, as you're as you're teaching it, is going to bring you new ideas and a new knowing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, that feels like it's really lodged into you.
Mm-hmm. I wrote down like the 2 questions to keep asking myself.
Yeah.
And it does kind of open up a whole new kind of avenue of, different directions that I could possibly go.
Yeah. And use it, as well in your relationship. How does it get better? What else is possible?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know. We don't know what else is possible. We don't know what wonderful things lie out there for us. But if we think they have to look one way, then it's like we have blinders on and we don't see all the other ways, all the other possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being the scientist for your life. The scientist doesn't decide this is the only way we're going to discover a cure. They're like flowing everywhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
They're off in all sorts of directions. What else is possible? What if we tried this? What if we tried that? That's that constant questioning.
Mm-hmm.
In a gentle way and knowing that the answers will come. And maybe it won't come immediately. Maybe it's, in a dream. Maybe it's the next day. Maybe it's the following week. But just to allow the process to unfold.
Well, that's very useful. I'll definitely be asking that specific question.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else you wanted to have answered?
No, I think that's kind of a good, unless anything else specifically is coming to you that the angels think that I should know.
As soon as you were asking that, I heard stop worrying. Stop worrying.
Worrying?
Stop worrying so much, dear child.
Okay, that hits home.
It is all well. And now it's simply a matter of you being shown it is all well.
Mm-hmm.
It's all there waiting for you. Don't settle for anything less than joy and that lightness of being that you have when you're around something that makes you want to sing, makes your being light up, because that is the best way for you to be, and the world needs you to be that way. To be gentle.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, you're welcome, Stacy. I'll email you this. I think I'm going to have to try and edit it. If not, I'll email you both of them. It's kind of weird.
Okay,
First
problem
one I've done. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very, very much.
Send me your email, will you?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, great. Thanks,
Okay.
Stacy. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.